When I say women are not safe, and when we talk about here on this channel, talking about how women are not safe generally in the world, sometimes some men really think that, or some people think that we are overreacting, we're over exaggerating things like that. And when we tell women that it's better to be alone than to be with somebody, sometimes it seems like some of us are just hating, some of us are unhappy with our life. That's why we want other women to be lonely and all that. But literally, we're seeing men unaliving women that they are supposed to protect. I filmed this video before. I filmed this video a couple of weeks ago when this incident happened, but I've not gotten around to post it. And it's about the Uganda Olympian that was unalived by her ex-partner because she said she does not want the relationship again because this relationship was has DV. There was a lot of DV on it, and she wants to walk away. And this is something we encourage women, especially here on this channel and the community we're building, to be able to stand up for themselves, to protect themselves, and walk away from toxic relationship. But guess what? You can't even walk away from a toxic relationship without some of these men trying to, like, it's either me or nothing. We saw the DD case, how many women were being abused and how a lot of the things that was done mostly was done to women. Like I said, we are not safe anywhere in the world. And I'm sorry this video may just come off like I'm all over the place. That's because honestly, I really don't know how I'm going to um, do arrange this video, but I'm just going to speak straight from the heart and try to put it up together. So I already did a video of the Uganda Olympian that was on live by a partner. She shared 2 children with him, and this man took her life on a Sunday after church with her children. This man literally lit her on fire, and she had 80% bone all over her body, and she left us. And since that story has broken, a lot of other story has come out, and sometimes we feel like it's happening to one demographic of people, but no, it's happening to all women. It's happening to all women, and it's scary. And I know I come here and I talk about how black women are the least protected women in the world. I stand by it, but women generally, as women, we are going through it. There's also on the news of former finalists from Miss Switzerland, a husband unalive her, and he claimed it's self-defense. He claimed it's self-defense. He unalive his wife by using a knife and then trying to get rid of her body. He blended her. He blended her like tomato paste. And a couple of weeks before she was unalive by her husband, she posted on social media that they went on couples trip. They went on couples getaway. And she also informed a friend of hers that she wants to leave the marriage. She does not want to be in the marriage anymore. She has 2 children for him, but this man on her life that blended her up like tomatoes. And she confided in her friend saying that she wants to leave the relationship. The relationship is toxic. The relationship is not good for her, but she could not because her husband was violent. And everybody is just suggesting that probably she finally had the chest to say, you know what, I don't want this anymore, and he could not handle it. A lot of men would not handle it. A lot of men can handle it. They will treat you as a woman as shit, and when you want to leave, it's like you're not going anywhere. It's either me or you. I'm going to put a clip of the Uganda lady because I already reacted to that one and people's response to it. But I'm going to put up that story. But I'm just here to really talk, which I'm going to play some clips on the Uganda one, my reaction to it, and just come here and even talk more. So let me leave that. Let's go check that one. I'll put the clip now before I put in me sharing my thoughts.
This is why we choose the bear. This woman, this Olympian athlete, after being set on by her ex-boyfriend. Her name being Rebecca Cheptegei. She is a Ugandan long-distance runner who just competed in the Paris Olympics last month. 4 days after being doused in petrol and set on by her former partner. Cheptegei had been receiving treatment at Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret City, Kenya, succumbed to her injuries after sustaining burns to almost 80% of her body in the attack that occurred on Sunday. Cheptegei was doused with a can of before being set on during an argument over land, according to the police report. The hospital announced she at age 33 after her organs failed on Thursday. Cheptegei's Kenyan partner, who allegedly carried out the attack, identified as Dixon Nedema, is said to have sustained serious in the attack and is receiving treatment at the same teaching hospital. In a quote made by the Uganda Athletics Federation, "We are deeply saddened to announce the passing of our athlete, Rebecca Cheptegei, early this morning, who tragically fell victim to domestic violence. As a federation, we condemn such acts and call for justice." This woman had just come back from church with her 2 kids before that bastard took her life. My thoughts and prayers go out to her family, and if her attacker unfortunately does end up making a full recovery, I hope he is persecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
Can you imagine being alive? This is what happened to Olympian Rebecca Cheptegei from Uganda. Less than a month after running the Olympics, like the highest point of your career, getting by a fire, her partner her to basically 80% of her body was, and she's dead today. It was premeditated because he brought gasoline and put it on her and her to death. I say this with a heavy heart because he did it in front of her kids. Most of the time, it's the people who are close to us. We need to reevaluate relationship, not just romantic relationship, but friendship relationship. Sometimes it's the people who are closest to us who are planning and plotting who are planning and plotting our demise, who are planning and plotting our downfall. Sometimes it's your best friend, sometimes it's your close friend, sometimes it's your partner, sometimes it's your mother, sometimes it's your brother, your sister, sometimes it's the closest people, and in this case, her partner who did this to her. I came from church on the Sunday and they were arguing and she died today. Or I don't know if it was today or yesterday, but it was reported yesterday, but she today. This is the most disgusting thing because he did it in front of her kids. And sometimes you can only say this comes from envy. Some people are so jealous and envy of what you have going on in your life, and they're the closest to you. Please reevaluate your relationship. I am praying for this woman and her children to have some peace. Her kids are fine and they're alive, but they're really not fine because they are going to be grieving, and in the worst way, because you watch your mother basically to death. He's the loser whose name is literally, his middle name is Damon. It's still alive, has 30% burnt. He literally put gasoline on this woman and her. I'm just praying for her kids and her family.
Olympic marathon runner Rebecca Cheptegei flew home from the Paris Olympics, was doused in petrol and set on fire by her ex-boyfriend. She's yet another woman who had died at the hands of a man she knew. Male violence against women is an epidemic that so many countries don't want to talk about. Male violence against women is an act of terrorism. It is rooted in hatred and extreme ideology. It is I'm just devastated and furious and filled with literally no hope that anything will change anytime soon.
Yet again, we are shown that it is clearly not safe to be a woman in this world. Rebecca Cheptegei was brutally murdered, a horrific, vicious attack by her former boyfriend. The media is using the wrong term. She didn't die. Well, she did die, but she was murdered. Why aren't the headlines saying that she was murdered? Why is it saying she died? She was murdered. And this is a worldwide pandemic. It's not solely located in the UK or US. It's happening all around the world. And the saddest thing is that she leaves behind two children that are without their mother. And will one day find out that their mother was brutally, and then the father of Rebecca issued a statement saying that we lost our breadwinner. No, sir, you lost your daughter. What has money got to do with it at this moment of time? And it really makes you question, is the father upset that his daughter is dead, or the lifestyle, the comfortability that she provided them with?
I'm not gonna lie, guys, but something needs to be done about the prevalence of femicide in the community right now. Because what do you mean, like, as a woman, I'm going out to enjoy myself and I'm trying to protect my child, and because I've stepped to you and I've communicated to you that you've done something uncomfortable, I then might not make it home, and my child has lost their parent and is traumatized forever. I'm sorry, but the whole incident at Carnival has really, really shaken me. I feel like, as somebody with like a social work and a social care background, I feel like it's very, very important for women to be advocated for, and for especially mothers to be empowered. I genuinely do believe, and I know I don't have the numerical evidence, and I don't know if I have to carry out research to find the link between the two, but there is definitely a link between red pill content, the increase and prevalence of red pill content, and femicide going on right now. The reason why I say that is because there is no way that men can continue to be radicalized with misogynistic perspectives about a woman's place and how men are more superior to women because their role is to protect and to provide and to be the breadwinner, and all of this rubbish discourse that is completely doing my head in, to the point that sometimes, occasionally, I have to delete Twitter because I cannot deal with the consistent same rhetoric that is being spewed about gender roles. Like, we actually get it. We actually get it. There are women and men are not the same. We're different. Even down to biology, I understand that we are different, yes. But because there's such a negative view and women are becoming so dehumanized, you know, the worst thing about it is that I'm saying that women are becoming dehumanized when we're literally in 2024, when I thought all of this patriarchal palaver, nonsense, patriarchy, misogynistic BS was all done with. But obviously it's not, because it's like history repeats itself, and it's almost like we're back in the same position that we were before, in the importance of women having to understand their place and basically being similar to children, where women are seen but they're not heard, and women are seen but they're not valued, and women are seen but are not allowed to express their opinion. There is something wrong with that. And nobody can tell me that there's no link between men consuming red pill content and the increase in violence against women. There is a link between the two. And I'm not saying that men can't have opinions, because everybody has a right to their own opinion. I get it. But I definitely believe that because women are becoming dehumanized in the way that all of these Fresh and Fits and all of these Andrew Tates are talking about how women, there has been a normalization of misogyny, and nobody can tell me any different. The whole idea that like modern society and women have been corrupted by feminism, and apparently women are so hypergamous because they seek out rich men in order for their lives to be better or whatever, which then leaves guys who view themselves as like lower status or lower income. Sometimes men can then start to feel marginalized, and so they take up that hatred against women. It needs to stop. It needs to actually stop. And I'm not going to say that sometimes there's things that we don't do as women that have made men feel uncomfortable and made men feel like this. Maybe there is. Maybe we've done something. Maybe. I'm just going to play the devil advocate. Maybe we have. But it can't continue. It needs to stop. Something needs to be done. Something needs to be done immediately.
So has anyone else heard about the 33-year-old Kenyan woman who recently died as a result of her boyfriend on her and lighting her on fire? So I think that we should call it what it is. That man murdered her. From what I read, this woman was 33 years old. I believe that she was from Kenya. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But she competed this year in women's running, the 2024 Olympics. As a result of her injuries, 75% or more of her body was burned in this attack. And now she has died. their whole entire life for something as incredible as the Olympics. And instead of celebrating you and celebrating with you, the person who is supposed to love and support you and be happy for you has so much insecurity and feels so threatened by you and your success that he decides to throw on you and light you on. It blows my mind how there are still so many men out here who do not understand the bear in the woods analogy. Why so many women would choose the bear over a man. It blows my mind, and I have no words to describe the disgust I feel seeing stories like this and seeing how many women have experienced acts of violence such as this one. 1 in 4 women will experience domestic violence in their lifetime. And I guarantee that number is significantly higher. But we don't have those statistics because the domestic violence is underreported a lot of the time. I cannot imagine the pain that that woman must have felt physically and emotionally in that moment, that the person she loves and who is supposed to love her in return attacked her. I cannot imagine how her family feels and how much pain they feel from this situation. As women, we have to watch our back every single moment of every single day. We should not feel unsafe around the people who are supposed to love and protect us. I just have no words to convey the disgust I feel towards this situation. So many women experience physical in relationships, and this is why we choose the bear. This is why we will choose the bear every single time.
Hey yo, I hope you're all well. So today I'm here to tell you ladies, right? Whoever is listening to this, I don't care whether you like me, you don't like me, whatever, right? But if I told you are dating a man, if I told you're with a man and you got, by any chance you got a little bit more money than him, if I told you have a better job than that man, right? If I told maybe you are, I don't know, but you're kind of like a little bit doing better than the man that you're with. This is my personal advice. Girl, leave that man alone. Should I say that again? You guys leave that man alone. Because guess what? What's going to happen? Let me tell you a pattern, right? So you're going to love him. You're going to do better. Maybe you're going to get a promotion at work. Maybe you're going to start your own business. Maybe you're going to go abroad. Maybe you're going to drive. You're going to buy a little car. Or maybe you're going to buy a better car than him, right? That man is going to start to resent you. Should I say that again? That man is going to start to resent you. Lucky, right? It's not going to, not all of it is going to like just happen out of it like, just like that, right? He's going to start low-key resenting you. He's going to start low-key hating you. Because that's men and their egos. You know, I remember this time when some guy on social media were like, well, with a woman, he can get more money and still, you know, date a man who doesn't have like more, in like the same money or even more. And they're like, well, with men, once we get money, then we can, you know, even love the girl who got literally nothing in their name or got nothing going on, and then we still love them genuinely. And then I'm here to tell those guys that, have you met yourselves when you're dating a woman who has more money than you? I kid you not, those guys be resentful. When you're looking for these, oh yeah, I want a man who can, you know, I want to marry the man, right? You know, if I told you have like some little money and then you feel like you want to get the man who can love you unconditionally because you are the one, the breadwinner, and you're the one with the money, that man don't love you. That man, I tell you, that man don't love you. That man is there for convenience. You want to test him? Let him get the same amount of money, and we see whether he will still stay by your side. I promise you he will go looking for somebody else, because he never liked you in the beginning. That's the reason as to why I'm telling you, if I told you ever do better than the man that you're with, by all means drop that man. Why am I saying this? Why am I even rambling? Where is this coming from? Some of you might be asking. Y'all, have you heard the news about Rebecca Cheptegei, that girl? That, I think we all know. If I told you watch the Olympics and whatever, we all know the Ugandan who was staying in Kenya, where the Kenyan boyfriend set her on there. Yeah, she just passed away. I think today or yesterday, she passed away because the man was jealous. Yeah. So this girl goes ahead to follow her dream, to pursue her dreams, goes, represent internationally. I'm not even talking about locally. And guess what? It rubs the ex-boyfriend the wrong way. He's like, how dare you? How dare you even, do better? How dare you even go and represent Africa or East Africa or Uganda internationally? How dare you? And y'all think that this is not a lesson to y'all? Yeah, this is not a lesson to y'all. One thing that I've heard, I've actually tried to, read some more about the whole situation, and they say that they broke up with a man. Like, she broke up with a guy some time back, and the guy was stalking her for some time, right? They even reported the issue to the police, and the police, African police, right? They just probably brushed it off, and it led her to lose her life. I mean, if I told this is not sad, I don't know what it is. I don't know what sad is. If I told you listen to or you get to know this information and then it doesn't really start you, because and I'm not talking about that's the only one. Hey, there have been cases in Kenya where these girls who actually go to the whole Olympics and whatever are being killed by their boyfriends or husbands. Stabbed, found dead, like strangled, now her being set on fire, and y'all are not seeing a pattern. And these are the just few examples that we know, because these guys are famous figures. And then you go ahead, you get your own little money, and then you go ahead to date this guy who is almost constantly. I remember when I had just gotten some money, right? When I went abroad and whatever, I had a boyfriend who I won't say really. I don't really want to come on here and then start. I don't know whether he watches me or whatever, but it's been a while. So I do remember the little, it started off like, yeah, I'm happy for you, go girl, like, I'm proud of you, you're my girl, whatever. And the more that, the money, I started getting a little bit more money, a little bit. Yeah, I started seeing like a little different insecurities, jealousy-ish, envy kind of side of him that I didn't even know existed. And guess what I did? I ran. Because that man, they start like, oh yeah, you're the one with the money, ha ha ha, Miss Moneybags. Oh, you're the one with the money, ha 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 ha. And then you do all these things for that man, buy him stuff and whatever. And you think that he's going to love you more because you're the girl, you're his girl who's getting money. And that motherfucker resents you to his core. So if I told you hint on any kind of like jealousy, if I told you hint on your partner being jealous, because this is men. These are men that we're talking about. When they be like, oh yeah, well, a man can love a woman without money, but a woman can't. Well, have you, like I said at the beginning, have you met yourselves? Have you met men who are dating women with money? Well, as a woman, I wouldn't be jealous of my man getting more money. Of course, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going to benefit from that. But when a man is not doing as well as the woman that he is dating, of course, the insecurity starts to stem in. He starts to think that, oh yeah, maybe you're going to get another person who is better or whatever. And then even when you're not really thinking about it, I'm telling you that's going to be on his mind, because I remember this guy literally, vividly taking to my face, talking about my friends say that you are, you're going to leave me for somebody else. And in my mind, I had not even thought about doing something like that. But he already had it in his mind, just because I got some bit of money. So please don't date men. Don't let society tell you, oh, you have to settle because men who have the same money as you are already taken or looking for somebody else or whatever. Please don't. because you might end up losing your life from some who just felt jealous and envious of you. Man, this world is really sad. I feel like it's really fucking sad. And yeah, that's the reality of the life that we live in right now. And if I told you need somebody to really spell it out for you, here I am, trying to actually give you some insight. If I told you doing better, please drop that man. I don't care how this comes. I don't even care how bad I sound. Leave that man alone. Look for somebody better, because there is always. Please don't have this disgusting mindset of thinking, oh yeah, this is the love of my life and and I'm gonna stick beside him and you're the one with the money. Well, that man won't stick beside you if I told he was the one who got the money. Most chances, like the biggest of percentage, won't stick by you. Or they will have you by their side, but they also go ahead and get somebody else. So what are you settling for, girl? If you have your little money, why are you settling for a motherfucker who got nothing in his name or less?
So please, I would like to know your own talk. I really want us to have this conversation as women. How do we protect ourselves? Because some women are already in relationship, in situationship that they cannot even come out, because if they come out, they won't make it. We saw Cassie in the Didi situation. She was there for years. Even though it was hell, she still could not leave, even though she wanted to leave. And a lot of times, sometimes we tell women leave when the situationship or when the marriage or when the relationship is not healthy. But the truth that we don't talk about enough about women that actually fear for their life, that they are in those relationships that they don't want to. And this is why we come here and we build this community that we build in. The sun is almost out, but I just feel like I need to do this video. That's why we come here, and that's why we talk, and we always try to encourage women to have self-confidence, heal your trauma, that trauma that makes you feel like you need somebody to be in your life, that you will settle for the bare minimum. I don't know why I'm getting emotional about this, but a lot of women are in this situation where if you really ask them, they don't enjoy where they are. And I have some of them as friends. They don't enjoy where they are in life. They don't enjoy the relationship, the marriage they're in, but they cannot come out. And if you ask them, one of the reasons why they can't, they're just scared of being alone. And a lot of women have been on a life for this, and some of them are even just plainly scared about their life. And this is just what these are just as example of what a lot of women go through. Some people say, oh, this is just a one and is one of thing, it's not all relationship. I'm not saying all relationship, but most relationship. Not all. There are some relationship that's amazing and healthy and all that. But the truth is that there are a lot of toxic men, a lot of men, not just like a lot of toxic people generally in the world, because there's even another story of a lesbian that did toxic thing. And this is why I'm saying that, can people just stop having children and just try to heal their trauma? Because this trauma is making people do the unspeakable to each other, is making people scared of being alone, is making people scared of even enjoying life alone, because they feel like they need to be with somebody, and they will be with someone that does not love, that does not respect them, someone that will unalive them. How can you kill the mother of your children? How can you take the life of the mother of your children? Somebody that you're supposed to love and protect, you now become the one that did it to her. It's just unspeakable. I also saw a clip today, and I feel like that's just what even just triggered this whole thing. I also saw a clip today of a very rich woman in Russia. Her husband went to her office because she wants a divorce, and and started shooting in her office. Like, it does not, like, it's so crazy how, as we women were talking to ourselves to be independent, to be self-sufficient, and some women are having the strength, the heart to leave this relationship, and eyes are being opening. Women are defining what happiness is, not by society standard. It's crazy how a lot of women are taking these steps, and they are being unalive or being threatened, or life being threatened about it. And for me, it really breaks my heart. Like, I don't know how we're going to go about this. I've done a video here already before where we were talking about, as women, we should not break up with these men in open places, do it in private places, do it openly in public places, because sometimes these men will go crazy on you. And this is an actual fear. This is an actual fear unlocked because some people still cannot leave those relationships. Some people will not leave. Some people cannot leave. And sometimes we on the outside world, they're always talking about, oh, how the relationship is not good for them, da 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 da, how they should have gone, oh, how they are stupid and all that. But it's true that we don't even know what's going on mentally and even spiritually deep down to these women. And my heart really goes out to them. Like, if you know you're single, ladies, don't settle for the bare minimum. Don't be with somebody just because you want to be with somebody. Be with somebody that treats you the way you deserve to be treated. Don't stay with somebody that will give you the bare minimum and you think it's going to work. On the long run, you will regret it. You will be sad. You'll be miserable because as women, as young girls, they usually tied our happiness to finding a man, finding that man that is going to go down on his knees and propose to us and get married to us and have children and live happily ever after. There's nothing like happily ever after. If you do it with the intention of, oh, I just want somebody, and without you knowing yourself and knowing your self-worth. Because if you don't even know yourself, know your self-worth, and even love yourself, how are you expecting somebody to love you? And how do you expect to know what love is, or how you should be treated? And I feel like that's one thing that has affected us as women. A lot of us women, we don't know how we should be treated. So anything they give us, we just take it like, okay, he tries, okay. But rather than us look like treating ourselves nice, so that when somebody else is treating us, we already have the standard. God, this is so exhausting. Anyway, guys, let me know your thought down in the comment section because the sun is already going out. Let me know your thought down in the comment section. But please, as always, keep it respectful. You're on this channel. We're allowed to disagree, but do it in a respectful way. So go ahead, feel free, share your thought, okay? Share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation because that's what we do. We have amazing conversation. Yes, so go on and share this video. Give this video a thumbs up. Please give this video a thumbs up because this will help YouTube push the content. When you like, you comment, you give it a thumbs up, you subscribe, it just helps YouTube to realize that this content is valuable. And I really want this content to get to a lot of women out there. And let's have this conversation on how we can protect, how we can love ourselves, how we can encourage ourselves, how we can get out from relationships like this and what to do in situations like this. So please do all those things: like, share, thumbs up, subscribe. Okay, please do that, and I will see you guys in my next video.